Hello and welcome back to the Makeup Muses. Today I'm going to talk about foundation brushes, or skin makeup brushes, let's call them, because that's kind of what I would prefer to call them. Let's see, the first indispensable skin makeup brush I have is, of course, one for applying foundation. I really just love this one here. It is synthetic hair, although it doesn't look like it, but it is. Ultra soft, beautiful, beautiful brush, very full. It is called, I don't know what it's called, it doesn't really say. I believe it's called the Deluxe Stippling Brush, but it's by Makeup Geek, so www.makeupgeek.com. It is actually more of a flat top kabuki brush, quite honestly. As you can see, the bristles are fairly firm. What I like to do is put some foundation, tinted moisturizer, BB cream, what have you, on the back of my hand. Dip the brush into it and start in the center of the face and just buff it in like that, and keep going, do ears, forehead, all that kind of stuff. Don't forget under the neck to bring it down like that, just a little bit, and buff it in. So that's what this one is for. The other brushes that are great for that, of course, are stippling. The usual duo fiber stippling brushes, which are a mixture of synthetic and natural fibers. This one is the Sephora Professional number 44 stippling brush. As you can see, I was using it today. And it's a little bit fatter than this one, which is the MAC 187. But other than being a little bit fatter, any difference in the give? Not really. This is maybe a little bit softer. These ones work a little differently than the flat top kabuki, in that when you put this on, it's the white bristles here that are actually moving. You're not smushing this against your face, and it's just really gentle movements. And this one's a bit smaller, and the MAC 187 is a bit smaller, depending on what you like. These ones I use more for buffing in blushes and bronzers and things like that. Let's see, the old standard, of course, is something like the MAC 190, which is the usual flat brush. The best way to use these is apply your either foundation or tinted moisturizers or whatever with your fingers, and then use this, or you can put this on the back of your hand, your foundation, and then pick it up, and you'll end up with a lot of streaks. And so what you do at that point is take this brush, and the reason it's flat, because then you can press your product into the skin like that. And that's how that works. And that will give you a really nice finish. As I said, my favorite go-to brush is this. And for under $20, it's a steal. Really, truly is a steal. For contouring, I really, really love this brush. It's perfect. It's the Sigma Synthetic Precision Angled P84 brush, and it's wonderful for contouring. And that's pretty much what I use it for. You can also use it to apply, a highlighter product to the nasolabial folds, that kind of thing, but I personally just use it for contouring the nose, which brings us to contouring different contouring brushes. This one here is the MAC 168. It's a little stained because it's been used, and this, because it's small, is great for applying contour, and especially I like a cream contour, and it's really good for that. For applying powder contour, I rather favor this one, nice big and fluffy, and this is the Sephora, and I can't read what number, but you can't miss it, synthetic fibers, and it's really good for putting your powder contour, getting it in there. Now, of course, these are called angled blush brushes, but I use them for contouring and not for blush so much. For cream blushes, I really love these two. These are both the same. This one came in a set, and this one I bought separately, but they're both the same. Sephora Professional, and again, I can't read it, 66, I think it, 56, sorry, the 56 is what they are, and it's wonderful for applying your cream or liquid, gel-based, whatever, blushes, and you can really buff them in and perfect them. And what I like to do is after I apply them is go back to using my flat brush like this, apply the liquid highlight, again pressing it onto the face like that, and then just making sure everything is seamless. You know, move your contour up, move your, move everything down so that everything is seamless. Everything should work in synergy, and it's skin makeup. It should become a part of your skin, and just look like your skin, only better. So that's what I like. So I, keep this one. It doesn't matter. It's got your foundation on it. So what? Because, when you kind of buff things out and you apply your cream or liquid highlight product, if you use one, it just makes sure that it blends and the colors are all melding together, and so everything ends up becoming part of your skin and working in synergy without, a line of contour, a line of blush, and then this glaring highlight. That's not the look you're looking for, hopefully. So then we come to powder blush brushes. My favorite of the moment is this blush brush by, again, Makeup Geek. Super affordable brushes, super quality. You can't go wrong for the price, definitely. This one is nice. It's soft. It's got fairly firm bristles, but not too firm. And it's compact. A lot of blush brushes are so big, and so unless you have a really huge face, they're not really that great. So this one is, because it's small like this, it's wonderful for, and really it's better to start your blush kind of just a little bit, about this far away from your hairline, so that you don't get a ton of stuff here, and you don't want to, end up with those big cherry cheeks. A nice thing to remember is you really don't want to put a lot of product on the apples of your cheeks. Here's what happens, especially as you get older, like myself, but even with younger people. You smile, right? The usual thing is smile, and then you put on the blush. So here's your blush, and then when you're not smiling, it drops. So all of a sudden your blush now is not up here, it's down here. So it's drawing the eye downward and making you look saggy instead of, so if you're going to apply blush to the apples or color to the apples of the cheeks, apply them when you're not smiling and right on the actual cheekbone. So if you can feel your cheekbone here. So I much prefer to start it, like I said, about this far away, and just very gently move it forward. Move it a little bit into your contour so that you, again, don't have that stripy appearance, and you can buff it in a little bit, bring it down, and that's that. So that's your, I have a couple of other blush brushes. This one, if you can't afford, well, everybody should be able to afford Makeup Geek, they're under $20, but is the Eco Tools. I think this one's about $15, and different shape, a little bit more firm, a little bit bigger, but it is really nice if you hold it like this and bring things forward. It works very well. This one is the Sephora powder brush. Really nice and big. The thing is, the best way to apply powder is really with a puff, but to press it right into the skin. But if you wanted to use a brush like this, it's a matter of using a pressing, rolling motion to put the powder onto the parts of your face that you want to powder. It being so big, again, you end up getting a lot of stuff where you don't want it, a lot of powder, because really you generally want to, look really illuminated in this area, nice and bright and fresh. And so if you powder, if you like the look of really matte skin, there's nothing wrong with that. That is a good look. I much prefer to have, some highlight here, some glow, so that I look just really healthy and my skin just looks alive. But if you're going for a really matte look, this is okay. If you're not using a big brush like this, you're powdering this part of your nose, you end up getting it everywhere. But that being said, they do have their uses. Again, it's great for applying things like bronzer onto your neck. And then this is my go-to powder brush. This one is a Sephora Professional powder brush. Really nice and big, synthetic fibers, and this is used to knock powder off. powder blush, powder bronzer, whatever it is, knock the excess off. So you just take it like this and sweep it across under the eyes, and just sweep it across like that, and knock all the excess powder off your skin so you don't end up with cakey face. The dreaded cakey face. The other thing that is really handy, especially for bronzers, is a actual kabuki brush. I prefer the ones with the long handles, but this is, you know, your very classic rounded kabuki brush, great for buffing in product, for especially powder products and bronzers and things into the skin. You can get the ears really well with it, under the jawline here, and, you know, down the neck to give you that slim, lifted look to your neck. So that's another brush that is really an excellent brush to have. And of course, my beloved Beauty Blender sponge. If you put on a little bit too much product, you know, you end up looking in the mirror and you're going, ooh, I look like I've got a sunburn, or like I'm really embarrassed. It's just great. I like to roll it across, like back and forth like that, and it'll just take off some of the pigment, the excess, and again, it just smooths things out so things look more seamless. So before I go on with the last steps of my makeup and before powder, I will generally take it like that. And then in these areas, it gets right into the nose, right into the under eye area. And then, you know, just take its little fat bottom here, and just bounce it across the skin, which is the usual way of using it. I've just found that rolling motion works really well for, you know, for blending in product and making sure I have really seamless foundation, and it just looks really good. So there you have it. And for applying, I guess the one thing I didn't touch on was applying your powder highlighter, if you like to use one, which I do. I like to use the one I'm using right now that I really like is by The Balm. It's called Mary Lou Manizer. And again, I just use one of my Sephora Airbrush foundation brushes, and just very, very gently and lightly, because you don't want to look like a spaceman or something, and, you know, really shiny and metallic, or a disco ball, and just very gently right here, bring it around and down this way, and then, like I said, then you'll use your knockoff powder brush later just to even everything out and make sure things are seamless. So there you have it, the skin makeup brushes and tools. If you have any questions, have any comments, feedback, I would love to hear from you. And until next time, bye!